Part 1. The walk to Dr. Aris's office felt like a death sentence. Every step echoed through the empty hospital hallway, while my heartbeat pounded painfully against my ribs. Nurses passed by quietly, avoiding eye contact, as if they already knew what was about to happen. Maybe they did. Maybe everyone in St. Jude's hospital already knew I had destroyed my own career. My phone felt like a brick in my pocket. One stupid text, one moment of frustration, 1 second of carelessness, and now the most feared doctor in the hospital was waiting for me behind a closed office door. I stopped outside her office and stared at the frosted glass. Dr. Aris, the ice queen, the woman who could make senior surgeons nervous with a single look. For a moment, I considered turning around, running, quitting before she could fire me. But reality hit harder. I needed this job. My student loans weren't going to pay themselves. My rent wasn't going to magically disappear. This hospital was my future, and Dr. Aris held that future in her hands. Taking a shaky breath, I raised my hand and knocked. "Come in." Part 2. Her voice was calm. Too calm, the kind of calm that made my stomach twist. I pushed the door open. The office was dim except for the pale glow of computer monitors and a desk lamp in the corner. Medical journals were stacked neatly on a shelf. Patient files covered part of the desk. Dr. Aris sat behind it all, reading a chart as though nothing had happened. As though she hadn't received a text message calling her a monster 30 minutes ago. "Close the door, Nurse Elena." I obeyed immediately. The click of the door shutting sounded terrifyingly loud. For several seconds, she continued reading. Not speaking, not looking at me. The silence was torture. Finally, she lifted her eyes. Dark, sharp, unreadable. "You seem exhausted." My throat tightened. "I'm sorry. Are you?" The question landed harder than I expected. I looked down at my hands. "I shouldn't have sent that message." "No," she replied calmly. "You shouldn't have." Part 3. The silence returned. I could hear the distant beeping of ICU monitors through the wall, the hum of the air conditioner, my own heartbeat. Dr. Aris stood slowly. Every movement felt controlled, measured, dangerous. She walked around the desk, one step, then another, until she stopped only a few feet away. "You think I'm cruel." I swallowed. "I think you push people too far." Her expression didn't change, and yet my patients survive. That doesn't mean people don't suffer working under you. Something flickered in her eyes, gone almost instantly. Not anger, not surprise, something deeper, something hidden. Then it vanished. "You believe compassion makes you a better nurse." I hesitated. "Yes." "And why is that?" Part 4. The question caught me off guard. I looked at her. Really looked at her. "You want the truth?" "I always want the truth." I took a breath. "Because patients are more than numbers on a chart." Her jaw tightened slightly. "They're scared. They're hurting. Sometimes they need someone to listen. And you think I don't know that?" The question stopped me. For a moment, the mask slipped. Just for a second. I saw exhaustion. Real exhaustion. Then it disappeared. "You think I enjoy being feared?" she asked quietly. I blinked. That wasn't what I expected. "You think I wake up every morning hoping everyone in this hospital is terrified of me?" I didn't answer, because honestly, I didn't know. Dr. Aris looked away briefly, toward the window, toward the city lights beyond the glass. "When people make mistakes here," she said quietly, "people die." The room suddenly felt smaller. Hearts stop. Her voice remained calm. "Families lose daughters, sons, husbands." She looked back at me. "So yes, Nurse Elena, I demand perfection." The silence stretched between us. For the first time since entering the office, I wasn't afraid. I was listening. Then her expression hardened again. The Ice Queen returned. "I could terminate you tonight." My chest tightened instantly. The words hit like a punch. I imagined security escorting me out of the building, losing my badge, losing everything I'd worked for. My apartment, my future, my career, everything. But I won't. My eyes widened. For a second, I genuinely thought I'd misheard her. Part 5. What? Dr. Aris crossed her arms. "Instead, you'll work directly under me for the next month." I stared at her. certain I was missing something. You aren't firing me? No. Why? A faint smile touched her lips. Not warm. Not friendly. Dangerous. Because being fired would be easy. My stomach dropped. Oh no. You claim compassion makes you a better nurse. She stepped closer. Fine. The challenge in her voice sent a chill through me. Prove it. The tension in the room became unbearable. I hated how calm she looked. I hated how close she was. And worst of all, I hated the fact that part of me wasn't afraid of her anymore. Tomorrow, her voice was firm. 5 a.m. I nodded slowly. Yes, doctor. I turned toward the door, desperate to escape before my knees gave out beneath me. And Elena? I stopped. My hand froze on the doorknob. When I looked back, Dr. Aris was watching me carefully, not like a superior, not like an enemy. Like she was trying to figure me out. If you're going to hate me, she said softly, at least have the courage to do it to my face. The words followed me out of the office, down the hallway, into the elevator. All the way home, I survived. I wasn't fired, but somehow that felt worse. Because tomorrow at 5 a.m., I would become Dr. Aris's shadow, and something told me my real nightmare was only beginning.